Hey there, Parker Reed here, and welcome to PR Media, your home for everything movies and music through my eyes. And today we have a review of the new 4K Ultra HD Blu-Ray edition of 1979's Mad Max. In a not-too-distant dystopian future when man's most precious resource, oil, has been depleted and the world plunged into war, famine, and financial chaos, the last vestiges of the law in Australia attempt to restrain a vicious biker gang. Max, played by Mel Gibson, an officer with the Main Force Patrol, launches a personal vendetta against the gang when his wife, played by Joanne Samuel, and son are hunted down and murdered, leaving him with nothing but the instincts for survival and retribution. So going into my watching of Mad Max for the first time on 4K, I've never seen any of the Mad Max movies, even Mad Max Fury Road, even though I do own it on 4K, but I just never watched it. I know, please forgive my sins against humanity, but I did pick up the original on 4K for the first time and I gave it a watch tonight, and I was thoroughly impressed with it. I enjoyed the movie for the most part. It's got some weird late 70s, early 80s sensibilities to it that I didn't necessarily gravitate towards right away, but ultimately I did enjoy it. It's a nice fun action movie, even though there are some parts that are kind of depressing, but I kind of had to look past those to get to the nitty-gritty action part of it. But should you pick up Mad Max in 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray? Let's find out. So if you decide to pick up Mad Max in 4K Ultra HD, you have just the one edition to choose from. It's the standard edition slipcase. And here we have this very captivating artwork on the front. And if you flip it over, here's some still imagery and some information about the film. And then if you take off the slipcover, here's some more iconic imagery from the movie and the same back artwork on the back. And when you open it up, we have some very plain Jane artwork here on the 4K disc and the Blu-ray disc. It's identical on both. So for visuals for Mad Max, we have native 4K, and this is not a 2K upscale like a lot of pictures are. And the picture on this was pristine. Sure, there's quite a bit of grain because it was filmed on film. You're going to get grain, but with that grain comes so much detail. This looked a lot better than a lot of modern movies that are digitally shot do on 4K. So kudos to this restoration for looking phenomenal. And I even almost enjoyed the amount of grain that this had because it really put me in that time frame. It made me feel like I was watching a 70s movie. So as far as visuals go on Mad Max, this was absolutely immaculate. But things aren't so great on the audio end for Mad Max. We have a English DTS HD Master Audio 2.1 track, and it wasn't that impressive. To start off, it did the thing that I hate that 4K discs do sometimes. It was hard to hear the dialogue at certain points. Sure, that had a lot to do probably with the source, but I still had to squint my ears a little bit sometimes to hear what was going on. And the music and the sound effects weren't that impressive. The audio track really let me down on this release. Sure, it's not the worst thing I've ever heard, but if we had like a 5.1 mix and even a Dolby Atmos track, that would have made this even better. That would have made this a day one pickup. But with this audio track, it made it a little iffy for me. So should you pick up Mad Max, the original 1979 starring Mel Gibson on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray? I would say a tentative recommendation. If you're a big fan of this movie or this franchise, I'm sure you're going to pick it up anyway, but the audio is what holds it back for me. I think you might be better off just waiting for a sale if one happens on this disc. Right around $20, I think this is going to be the sweet spot for it. I would say pay more if the audio is better because the visuals look so great on this disc, but the audio is just a little bit of a letdown. So are you planning to pick up Mad Max on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray? Let me know in the comments below. And thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked what you saw here, you can check us out on Facebook or Instagram and like, comment, and subscribe if you so choose. My name is Parker Reed. You've been watching PR Media. Keep supporting physical media, and I'll see you next time. Thanks, guys.
You don't want to make Max mad. Because when Max gets mad, he gets even. American International presents Mad Max, the maximum force of the future.